Do you want to know why I'm showing you these two old pictures, what they have to do with the theme of today's video? Well, stick around and you'll find that out. This is Barbs, and today I'd like to walk down memory lane with you while also taking the chance to talk about something that, in my personal opinion, could give you a good glimpse of Italian culture, more likely Italian lifestyle. As we've all learned to know, more than the land of huge cities, Italy is a nice mosaic, hope I'm pronouncing that right, of small towns and villages glued together by their local habits and traditions. But before jumping to the conclusion, let's take a step back to take one step at a time together. If I could go back in time and ask a 7, maybe 8-year-old Barbs, hey girl, what's the coolest place in your town where to meet up with your friends and also with your parents, especially when you want to ask them to buy some new toys? If I could go back in time and ask a 10, maybe 11-year-old Barbs, hey girl, what's the place where you meet up with your girls to take a look at the latest trends in terms of clothes and fashion? Both of them would answer Il Mercato. Do you see this giant rabbit over here that I may or may not have taken everywhere with me? Bought it al mercato. Do you see this pair of shoes over here? They had been my favorite for so many years. I was so sad when I didn't fit anymore. Bought them al mercato. In the early 2000s, the local marketplace was just the place to be. Not only you could find and buy literally everything. Clothes, carpets, sheets, curtains, utensils, tableware, fresh fruit, everything. But it was also a social event, like the peak of social life in the little town where I lived. As a matter of fact, I should disclaim that the town I'm referring to is Monselice. It's a small town in the northeast of Italy in the province, nella provincia di Padova, where the local marketplace happened, well, still does actually, once a week only on Mondays. For the occasion, the whole town center was closed to traffic, so you could safely walk and stroll around, and every square and street in the town center was filled with stalls. Some of them belonged to shop owners who also had their physical shop in town. Some others belonged to stall holders who moved from one marketplace to another. And those stalls were the real deal. You couldn't get what they were selling anywhere else, right? Because they didn't own a proper shop. So unless you followed them, unless you went to another marketplace on another day in a town nearby, on Monday, it was when you had to make up your mind and finalize your purchase. As I just mentioned, this whole weekly marketplace event happened, well, still does actually, in almost every other town and village, but it obviously happened on different days to give stall holders the chance to cover more markets. I found this website here that says weekly marketplaces in the provincia di Padova, when and where to find them. And in this very long schedule over here, you can see which day it is for what town. I'm sure this happens in other parts of Italy too. This doesn't apply to this area only. Usually, the bigger the city, the more frequent the marketplace is, or the more days it lasts. For instance, in Padova, you can find some stalls basically almost every day, but it's more like a farmer's market, so it's more food-oriented. In fact, it is no coincidence that two of the main squares in Padova are called Piazza delle Erbe and Piazza della Frutta. However, the hype that lives, or used to live, I guess, around Il Giorno del Mercato in smaller towns, in mine at least, that's a whole other story. In summer or during school breaks throughout the year, my friends and I would meet up every Monday at 9 a.m. in front of the church that faces one of the access points to the marketplace, and we would spend at least a few minutes at every single stall. You know, just for the sake of it, just to take a look and act like grown-ups, I guess. I remember, and I mean, I have proofs. I used to purchase, well, actually, my parents used to purchase, it was my parents' money, everything al mercato. My whole wardrobe, my mom's whole wardrobe was clothes and coats and bathing suits and shoes bought al mercato. And I mean, there still is a mall here in Monselice. Well, it's it's quite small. It's a small. But still, it has everything it needs to be a decent mall. Nevertheless, we all, meaning everyone in my family, everyone in my circle of friends, we all preferred our local marketplace, like 10 times more, hands down. I guess it was because of the experience of feeling more connected, I suppose. I mean, you got to talk with a lot of people because you couldn't help but being surrounded by a lot of people, and somehow you had this feeling you were sharing something all together, like that little event meant something for the community. So yeah, when I stumbled on these two pictures a few days ago, it occurred to me that it had been quite a hot minute since I last went to a local marketplace. So I immediately got super nostalgic and decided to go to a town nearby. I recorded the clips that you've been seeing so far. And then, last Monday, I finally took myself to the now famous Mercato di Monselice. And quite a lot has changed. To be fair, the weather was kind of awful that day, so that might explain the fact that almost nobody was there. But I don't want to ruin this, so you guys, enjoy. Remember, there used to be some stalls over here, and there was a stall selling beautiful pajama sets, and there also used to be a stall selling shoes. I remember buying my all-time favorite pair of shoes from one of those stalls. No, so sad. It is hard to tell if it either was just a not so lucky day, or, you know, given how society has changed and given the current time we're living in, if the marketplace itself is just not as symbolic and appreciated as it used to be. However, now that you know all about it, all about local marketplaces and what a good picture they are of the real Italian day-to-day life, I'm sure they won't lose their shine. They will hold on to it. So guys, thanks a lot for sticking around until the end of this video. As usual, it was lovely talking to you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this video interesting and entertaining. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Ciao, ciao.